how's it hanging? So, in the past few weeks, possibly a month, a number of images have been released of the new Batman film coming out next year, I think it is, with Robert Pattinson, which has been directed by Matt Reeves. Personally, I'm so excited for it. I can't wait to see all the different, like, the Batmobile, the Batsuits, potentially a Robin, because there's chances there, but I'll talk about that later. What I just want to talk about in this video, the amount of hate I have seen on the internet about different things of the images that have been released, of like the Batsuit, the Batmobile, and like just basically Robert Pattinson in general. And I'm just like, I want to make a video talk about like my support for the Batman, my opinions on what people are saying about this. I just want to kind of clarify on the stuff that people have like complained about in the new Batman film. What I'm going to talk about first of all is Robert Pattinson, and like the fact that so many people, like this is probably like a few months ago, people are still complaining the fact that just because he's done Twilight, everyone's focusing solely on that, on like him in Twilight, and everyone hated Twilight. But he's done a number of films after that, which he was a lot more like serious acting. He's like improved in his acting skills and just done so much better. People's not looking at that. People's just thinking of the most iconic film he did, which was Twilight. And personally, I love Twilight. I loved all the films. I think Robert Pattinson made a great Batman and Bruce Wayne. He looks really cool, and I just love the image that was posted of him in the suit and all. This looks really cool. I hope to God they do a good job. Okay, next thing that of the images that were released after that was the Batsuit. So first of all, a lot of people are complaining about the Batsuit, the fact it's kind of like looks kind of shitty and looks very low tech and all that. And I'm just want to say, this is Batman in his second year as Batman. So why would he have like all high tech suits and all that, and like amazing Batmobiles and all that, when he's only like starting off in his second year as Batman? This movie's about him, it's kind of focusing solely on his like detective skills, because you never really see too much of his detective skills in any of the Batman films. So I want to see like it focusing on that, and it's gonna do that. That's one thing I feel like that the Batsuit, in all my opinion, it looks badass. And like, if you don't know already, the symbol on his chest is made out of the gun that killed his parents. That is like so cool, because like the fact that he used the metal of that gun to kind of focus on like taking out villains and like making sure the city that his parents were killed in is a better place. That was actually quite like significant, because in the comics Batman did something very close to that, where he melted down the gun and actually placed it as a body armor, but he placed it under his fist cover to cover his heart, and he uses it as a kind of a incentive. I think that's really cool, like the symbol. And I gotta say, the shoulder pads are really cool. A lot of people are kind of complaining about the cowl, because there's like in one of the images, which I'm gonna like share here, they show his kind of eyes are covered over with this weird like mesh, or this, I don't know, this silvery stuff, and like a lot of people complaining that it can look shit. But think about this, what if this is kind of like a CGI thing where they're gonna place in the white eyes? I love the white eyes in that all the Batman animated series and the Batman comics, they show him with white eyes, and like not one Batman live action film has shown Batman with white eyes, and I want to see that. And I love the cowl, in all honesty. I love the cowl and the shoulder pads, like for, like as I said, for a prototype Batsuit, because he's gonna have like a more advanced Batsuit later on, like at the end of the movie. But this one's kind of a prototype, and it, like the shoulder pads and all that, it just looks cool. Next thing I'm going to talk about is the Bat bike that he has in those images too. The one thing is, people don't know, is Batman has had a bike that looked pretty much like that, but it was more of a dirt bike in the comics during the Year of Crime, I think it was. I can't remember what it was. It was way back in like the start of New 52. And he had this Bat dirt bike, which looked very much, I'm going to place the image here for the dirt bike and the image here for the bike that's in the movie. In all honesty, if you kind of look at them, they look very similar, not going to lie. Like, you can't say no they don't. Yeah, okay, one's a dirt bike, one's a proper bike, but they look very similar. And I think that's what they're kind of going for. I think it was really cool. I'm really looking forward to the Bat bike and the Batmobile, which I'm going to talk about now. The Batmobile. A lot of people are complaining about the Batmobile and saying this is not very Batman, this is not what Batman would use and all this stuff. And first of all, I just want to say, as a lot of people have mentioned, Batman is on his second year as Batman. Bruce Wayne is Batman only for 2 years now. Why would he want to, like, as a guy, I can't remember the guy's name, in The Dark Knight, he found out like very easily that Bruce Wayne was Batman Batman that they were actually giving Batman the Batmobile, because the fact that tanks looked a lot like the Batmobile that Wayne Tech was creating. And that's what I feel like that in the movie, and as people explain, he's got now just a sports car Batmobile, which looks like something that no one would think is a Batmobile. It's like this car that he can just get through the city normally and no one would question. It's just a regular sports car, which brings me on to my next point. In the comics, and a lot of people are saying, like, as I said, that this is not Batman, and Batman like has never had this, like everyone's calling out this, but I would like to say this is like half and half. I'm like not really in the right, I'm also not in the wrong here. You're not a true Batman fan if you don't know about like Batman's past. Batman has had a Batmobile that looks almost identical or similar enough to the Batmobile in the movie, and I'm going to post an image here and here of the two different Batmobiles. It looks pretty much the same because it's got the red wheels, it's got like literally very similar characteristics to the Batmobile in the movie, and then you got the Batmobile that was in the like more past comics, like way back in the past when Batman was in his second year as Batman. And if you look at the Batmobile, it looks like a regular car, like the one in the film. So please don't say that it's not Batman at all. If you're saying these things, you are only knowing the Batmobiles from the movies. If you've not read the comics, you're not looking back in the material that they're actually basing this off. This is actually very similar to a Batmobile in the comics. Batman changes Batmobile a lot. He also flies his Batwing a lot too. So before you say it's not very Batman, think back and look at like previous content of Batman comics and learn more about the fact that Batman has had like sports cars and like they're useful for that. Keep that in mind when you're going into like criticize Batman and all the Batmobiles and the suit and all that. When one, this is Batman's second year, he hasn't got like high-tech Batmobiles. He has only got a prototype suit which he's gonna upgrade in the end of the film, or like more like second half of the film. And also it's his year 2 Batman. It's not anything like really experienced Batman. He's only still learning and like just knowing how to be Batman. Which kind of brings me on to my last point about the fact that there could be a Robin in this film, because like in the last month they announced that they were looking for like cast members who were like circus acts. And just think about what is the most iconic circus that ever showed up in the comics of Batman: the Flying Graysons in Halley's Circus. That means that potentially Dick Grayson could be in the movie as Robin. And also what I'm like going to be like very critical over is when they portray Robin right. I am a huge Robin fan, like no matter what. I love Robin so much, like more than Batman. Dick Grayson, Tim Drake, Jason Todd. I like Damian Wayne and like maybe Stephanie Brown. She was a good Robin. I don't really know her too much, but yeah, I like those Robins. Dick Grayson is my number 1, I'd say. Potentially number 2 because I love Tim Drake as well. Tim Drake and Dick Grayson are my 2 favourite Robins. But yeah, I just want to see Robin portrayed right, because if they don't portray Robin right, I will be pissed off. I won't want to watch any of the films if they don't get Robin right. Titans Robin is good, but they didn't do him exactly right. So I want to see like a more comic accurate Robin, which is going to be like a more upbeat Robin, like a more like happy-go-lucky Robin that of course starts off as like he's really like rough and stuff, because well, he did just lose his parents to Johnny Zuko. So yeah, I'm excited for the new Batman film. We have not seen a Robin in live action since Chris O'Donnell back in Batman Forever, which is something. I know Titan has Robin, and Brendan Twait does a great job as Robin and most recent Nightwing, but I want to see a younger Robin in a film, not like an older like Chris O'Donnell aged Robin, because he was way too old for the role, but still loved Batman Forever and Batman Robin. Don't attack me, I love those films because the fact they were so damn cheesy, and I love cheesy films. So tell me down below what your thoughts of all the different images and stuff. If you did enjoy this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys next week with another video. Bye! See you later.